groovy Lando Vannata is making a his second appearance in the featherweight division against Charles Air Jourdain. Brother, this is a fun fight, and believe it or not, my man, Charles Jourdain is actually the favorite in this fight. Now, does he get a lot of love and a lot of hype because he's an exciting performer? I mean, he's an entertainer through and through. When he talks about, I was listening to his pre-fight interviews, and he was just kind of talking about how he likes to take punishment and he likes to overcome his opponents and he likes to bleed and he likes to make his opponents bleed. I'm like, you're a warrior, you're a gladiator, you belong back in the day fighting back then. But groovy Lando Vannata is groovy for a reason, brother. I mean, he's willing to get into the scrap, but he's trying to hit you and not get hit, and that's the key to the success right there. What do you make of Lando Vannata being a plus 115 underdog against Charles Jourdain? Vannata 12-5-2, Jourdain 12-4-1, similar experience. However, I mean, come on, brother. You look at the hit list of both of these fighters, and Lando Vannata is a little more experienced, brother. What do you make of it?
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised to see that plus 115. It might be because Lando Vannata is dropping down or is his second fight in the 145-pound division. But if you go again, like you said, man, you go against that hit list. When he was fighting 155, man, groovy Lando Vannata was getting it done. It also might be because Charles Jourdain, he's a fan-friendly fighter, man. He's there. He's always pushing the pace. He has that Muay Thai style where he's going to walk you down, marauder you down. I like the way you said it, Derek. He is that old school kind of fighter, belongs in biblical times, you know. In fact, when I was breaking this fight down, all I can envision him is one of those like a Roman fighter, you know, gladiator style, just always in there. He has a shield. He has going in. He's always going one direction. But groovy Lando Vannata is creative. And how do you beat somebody who is stiff, rigid, and going powerful one direction? You get creative. You hit him from the side. You go all these routes, man. This is one of those like a movie could be made of the two styles of these kind of fighters, man. I'm sure there had plenty has been, you know, of that stiff, that rigid, the guy who's always going to be the barbarian walking you down versus the younger, you know, the smaller, and I don't think Groovy's younger at all. Yeah, he's definitely the older fighter, but he's still the one you would think of as the smaller, the more creative, the elusive fighter. This one's going to be very fun, man. I'm surprised that Lando Vannata is the underdog, but I can also see why, because of how exciting that Charles Jourdain fights, man. How do you see
Yeah.
this one playing out?
Well, I agree with you in a lot of what you said. It is weird because I have been looking at it like that. I'm like, Charles Jourdain is the 145 or Vannata is dropping down from 155, but I need to see him side by side because Jourdain feels like the bigger man. But I agree. I think that Lando Vannata is going to create angles, going to move in circles, and he's going to be able to pick apart Charles Jourdain because I mean, when you're fighting a dude who kind of gets off on taking punishment, right? You know what I mean? Kind of a masochist of his own. I think Lando Vannata is going to take full advantage of that. Now, the question is going to become, is Vannata going to be willing to engage in a war, or is he going to try to pick apart and be technical? We just don't know at this point. His last fight was against a legitimate wrestler in Mike Grundy, and he was able to stop all of that. So Charles Jourdain, he's not going to take you down in the first place, but he's a little busier. Speed advantage, Lando Vannata, right?
Yeah. Close, but yeah.
I personally think Lando Vannata has a clear speed advantage. Like when he's throwing combinations, he's throwing punches and bunches. It's quick. Charles Jourdain is much more of a, you know, he's throwing one, two big ones, but he's throwing big shots at you. You know what I'm saying? For power, who do you give the power edge to?
I'd probably go Charles Jourdain because of that, because he does throw big power, and
Mm-hmm.
he throws straight punches,
Mm-hmm.
but they are a little bit labored because he wants to put a little effort behind them.
Grappling. I think we got to give the edge to Vannata on this one, brother. Right?
Yeah, Vannata for me.
So that's a little thing that he can keep in his back pocket that he can always resort to if he absolutely needs to, right? Let's say he's getting clipped, he could take Jourdain down, and I'm not going to say he's going to submit him, but he does have 5 career submissions under his belt. So we can't take it out of the realm of possibility. But I will say the odds of a knockout on this one, are they high? Are they low? I mean, Lando Vannata, in his 5 career losses, I don't know how many times he's been knocked out. I'm gonna have to look that up. So while we're talking about that, Charlie, what are the odds of you seeing a knockout on this fight?
I think they're pretty high. They're pretty high, especially because when you have somebody who's super creative, super moving, super going, the holes start to kind of present themselves a little bit more. If you know anything about Charles Jourdain, he's going to see those holes. He's going to attack those holes. He's also creative in his own right. It's two different kind of creativities that both these fighters have. But what I like about these fighters, they're both creative and they're both very, very mean. So the likelihood for a knockout, at least in my book, pretty high. How do you see it?
Well, I see it because I see angles being presented, and I think that both fighters can exploit it. Like you said, Lando Vannata, he has been knocked out 0 times in his career. He's been finished only once, and that was by submission. For Charles Jourdain, he's been knocked out 0 times. He's been submitted only once in his career. So one of these dudes is gonna have to fall. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's gonna be just a fun three round decision fest. But I think that both of these dudes are gonna be coming for blood. It's gonna be a fun fight. You saw Groovy Lando Vannata shave the hair, man. You know what I mean? He's going straight like monk style for this one. Krillin style out of Dragon Ball Z. Let's not forget, like I said it earlier, but this is his second fight at 145 pounds. So Charles Jourdain is clearly more of a veteran in this division. But you got to think the power is going to have to, the power translates, right? You went from 155, you're fighting the big dudes, to 145. I think this should be a fun fight. I think that this is going to be the litmus test right here that is going to determine which one of these fighters is going to move to that upper echelon in the 145-pound division. Neither of these fighters are ranked, but this could get you closer to that top 15. Now, who wins, AJ? Why and how and all of that, man? Over and under is 2.5 rounds on here. And let me talk some props real fast. Vannata via TKO plus 550. Charles Jourdain, however, via decision plus 175. So what do you make of those odds, and who do you have winning?
Man, they're not giving Vannata a chance to get that knockout, huh? Yeah, I mean, and I don't really see it that way either. I'm not going Vannata by knockout, but I am going Vannata by decision.
Mm-hmm.
I can see Charles Jourdain. I see him more getting the knockout than winning the decision, whereas Vannata can get a knockout, but he's more likely to win the decision. There's value there for sure, but me personally, I just see it going, like I said, the opposite directions. But either way, I'm choosing Groovy. I'm going Lando Vannata, and I'm going by decision. I think this one's going to be a creative, fun, very technical fight with some big moments in the middle. And whoever wins this fight or loses this fight doesn't really, I think, matter in the big scheme of things. I think both of these fighters are going to gain a lot of attention, a lot of praise going forward with how this fight goes. Who you going with the white A?
I'm rolling with Groovy Lando Vannata here, and the reason why is because he could strike forward, he could strike backwards, he could strike in circles, left, right, up, down. It doesn't matter. Charles Jourdain, I think, is going to bring heavy pressure, but he's going to maraud a little bit, and I think Vannata is going to take full advantage of that. So I'm going Lando Vannata, and I agree with you. I'm going to go decision here, but I do like that knockout prop at plus 550. Like, come on, brother, if you throw $5 on there and just see where that takes you. I'm just saying, man. I'm not going to say you're going to be right, but I mean the odds are nice on that one. So